Welcome YouTube to a very spooky Halloween special. We have a great episode in store here on the Pawn Man channel. First off, if you don't follow this channel, you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe and like button so you know when new videos are coming out. We have a creepy piece of murderabilia coming through the shop. I'm doing some wild deals, and later on, we're talking about famous haunted items that turned out to be a hoax. So stick around for a great episode of Pawn Man.
Let's start here. My grandfather gave me a bunch of vintage stuff.
Okay.
Watches and some cufflinks. I don't know.
I don't think these are worth a whole lot.
Yeah, I figured not. I don't know if they're plated either. That one that grew in, like I found similar types.
I think this is gold plated or gold filled. Let me see.
Yeah. But I found similar types.
Yeah, it says gold filled on the back.
Okay. I found similar types of that grew in though, and they're going for a lot of money. I wanted to stop in. I've been meaning to for a while now. What's better, gold filled or gold?
Gold.
Yeah.
Filled is just a fancy way of saying it's like trace amounts of gold. It's better than gold plated. Yeah, you got maybe $20 here.
Yeah, that's
it.
I mean, that's cool. What about, and then this stuff, so a couple of old chains that are just like ex-girlfriends that bum.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I know how that goes.
All silver. Yeah, I'm just been sitting on it.
Silver.
Yeah.
All right, your total melt value here is about $50.
50?
Yeah, I'd give you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I give you 40.
Damn. Okay. I don't know if I do that because I think this one was like 500.
Oh yeah, jewelry brand new is a scam.
Yeah.
It's marked up tenfold.
That's insane.
Yeah. Don't if you in the future if you're buying jewelry, don't buy it brand new. Buy it like
Used.
Yeah.
Well, what's the point?
Exactly. Yeah. People just want the status symbol. I got a brand new at a store. It's
right.
So you just lit money on fire and say you're cool.
Yeah. So you do like $60 for all that?
I do 65.
That's fair.
Okay, cool.
I'll do that.
I just need an ID.
Evan, my old friend.
How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
Haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah, it's been
New
a minute.
haircut, right?
New style, kind of.
Wow, yeah. So I got this 14 karat.
Okay. I'll give you 1,000.
Good. Anything with this? I don't know. This is. Mom had a ton of stuff that she got from my grandparents.
Okay. And this is the kind of stuff I would just throw in my little tub I got up there. And this is what stuff you said?
Just Canadian quarters, I think.
It's all Canadian. Okay. I'd probably give you like $50 for this stuff.
Okay.
1,050.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's do it. I got no reason to keep that. No idea how to sell it or with foreign coinage.
Let me get you cash.
No, can I have a check?
Yeah. Okay, so deal one. These watches are shit. I'm gonna just melt these. I could try to resell these, but frankly, I think I overpaid them. I'll make probably about 10, 15 on that one deal, and this is scrap crap. Other deal. So, yeah, you wanna know what's really scary to me? A second American Civil War. If you haven't seen the movie Civil War, it scared the shit out of me. And I have been saving, I hate to say it, I've been saving all my Canadian money I've been getting in just in case.
300 for half a tank and 2 cans.
300 buys you a sandwich.
300 Canadian.
Okay.
That was the scariest scene in the whole movie to me, was that. I was like, oh God. So I've been saving all this shit just in case. Second deal, make about probably $150 off the second deal top. So pretty low margins here, but business is business, and I'm glad it's walking in because this construction that we have going on is a killer outside. Just so you guys know, again, we are open. I am staying open. It is screwing up my business. They're tearing up this whole street in front of me for the rest of 2024. It's going to be like this for the next 2 months. There's a apartment building back here, and there's a side street back here. It's Ottawa Avenue. You can get in through the back this way if this is inaccessible, but it is definitely going to fuck up my business. I don't really do sports cards, but I do have something here for the Halloween episode that's kind of spooky. What's spooky about this card? I'll give you a minute to look. You recognize who they are? Those are the Menendez brothers spending their parents' money after murdering them. Let's talk about it. As you all know, or I'm sure you know this at this point, I love true crime. I read quite a lot, and the bulk of what I read is true crime stories, and the Menendez brothers case is fascinating to me. If you somehow don't know about this case, let's quickly talk about it. So Jose and Mary Kitty Menendez had 2 sons, Eric and Lyle, and they were very, very wealthy. They lived in California, and in 1989, they were murdered. Not Eric and Lyle, the parents. It was 9 days after I was born. I was born August 11th. This happened on August 20th, 1989. They were very wealthy. This is in Beverly Hills, where, like, crime doesn't happen here. This is a very wealthy neighborhood. This scared the shit out of all the rich people in Beverly Hills. Jose was a successful entertainment industry executive, and he'd worked his way up, built an absolute fortune, was a very powerful man. In the dead of night, both Jose and Kitty were brutally murdered with shotguns in their home. It was made to look like a home invasion gone bad, and Eric and Lyle planned all this. Or at least that's what the court has decided. That's what a jury of their peers has decided. At first, they claimed to discover the bodies. They called 911. They tried to say that it was the mob, that their father, Jose, had been involved in the porn industry on the side, that he'd been involved in some shady entertainment dealings that dealt with the mafia, and this was a mafia hit. And at first, they were believed. However, they started living a very high-profile lifestyle, as seen in this card. They have courtside seats to this Knicks game. Here, I can't imagine what this costs. I don't even like sports. I would love to sit courtside at a game, but it's so expensive to sit there. They went on a spending spree buying cars, watches. They're staying in the Beverly Hills Hotel, which is a very expensive hotel. Room service, cocaine, parties. They were living it up, blowing through their parents' money. But, all the spending started to raise a little bit of suspicion. And then in 1990, Eric, with the pressure mounting on him, confessed to the murders to his therapist. This is kind of where everything started to crack wide open for the lie that they had told and the truth of what they had done. Their first trial ended with a hung jury. What they went with defense was that they were being sexually and emotionally abused all throughout their lives. The Jose was a savage, abuser of them, sexually abusing them, emotionally abusing them, physically abusing them, that their mother, Kitty, was complicit in all of it. What they tried to tell the jury was that the brothers were acting in self-defense because the parents were going to murder them. Yeah. Yeah. The second trial, they were convicted and they were given life sentences. The case was a media sensation, and this is this sports card here. After the trial, it was noticed that they were in this card, and this card became an instant collectible. To be honest, I didn't even know about this card. My friend Robert told me about it, and I was like, oh, seriously? And I looked it up, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta feature this. So I bought this for $40. It's about top retail. A PSA 10 is worth about $1,000. A PSA 9 is worth about $700-800. It's interesting though how random chance events can sometimes make a collectible. What are the odds that this photographer right here this day got a great shot, and there are the Menendez brothers. They just happened to be at this one game, and it became an instant collectible because of the crime. Very interesting. So if I resume, or when I resume, whenever I get around to it, the true crime stuff, maybe I'll do the Menendez brothers next, and I'll, maybe I could do a silver version of this card. That might get me sued. As for the Menendez brothers themselves, what do you guys think? Tell me in the comments section if you're familiar with the case, if you've seen the show or the documentary, or you know about it. I don't know. The dad might have been sexually molesting them. I don't know. They also could have completely made that up. I definitely don't think the parents are going to murder them. I think that's bullshit. What do you think? I love me some true crime. Let's see what we have.
Here's the ring.
Oh, tiny little diamonds all matched together.
Mm-hmm.
I call that an illusion setting.
Illusion setting.
Yeah, because it's meant to look bigger than it is.
Uh-huh.
Is it 14 karat?
I'm not sure.
You probably won't like my offer. $110.
For that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I bet you paid 10 times that amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, jewelry's a huge scam. This is my least favorite part of doing what I do. Is being gold value there, I'm basically giving you full gold value. And I usually just do 70% because they're the diamonds are not terrible, they're tiny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be at 110.
And what about the bracelet right here?
Okay, this will probably be more. It's got more weight to it. So that's gonna be a lot more. 9.4. That I'd be at 420 on.
So 400 then?
420 and 110, so $530 for everything.
Looks like you could.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a guess. You probably got $2,500 into that.
Yeah.
Did I get it right on?
Yeah.
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 Don't buy jewelry new. It's a fucking scam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you.
Absolutely. If somebody's got a higher offer, I will try to beat it. I doubt they will.
Okay.
But I appreciate you coming by.
Yeah.
That was a fair offer. That was a more than fair offer. Those diamonds were shit. I gave them, that was about 90% a melt. So my margin there would have been really low. I wanted to close that deal. I think I could have sold the tennis bracelet was pretty nice. I probably could have sold that for $700 on my whatnot auction, $600. I don't know. I came to work wearing this. I haven't acknowledged them wearing this at all. I'm just walking around with a fucking umbrella badge. I'm also miserably fucking hungover right now. I'm gonna get out of here. It's Saturday. I'm gonna go home and sleep. Oh, I've had a fucking knife in my head right now. on my butt. Oh, there's no sun on me last night. Just sorrow. Donald Trump. Love him or hate him, I definitely got your attention just by saying his name. This is a casino token from his Trump casino in Atlantic City, the Taj Mahal. Let's talk about it. It's the Halloween episode. Here's my Halloween costume for this shot, or for this little segment. I'm dressed up as a loser, because Minnesota sports always lose. I save so much Trump stuff. I have so much Trump stuff in my collection, because I think it's a great collectible. He is one of the most influential humans in all of human history, whether or not you like him. See, look, I learned this from Trump. You guys watch me do my videos, I do this. I swear to God, I learned how to use my hands from how he communicates. I fucking do this all the time. That is directly from him. Again, influential person. All right, let's talk about that Trump casino itself, because it is an interesting story if you don't know about it. So before we talk about Trump's casinos, let's talk about Atlantic City's history with gambling and kind of like Atlantic City's just rise and fall. In the mid-1800s, Atlantic City began as a health resort. It was known for its beaches, its hotels, and obviously its famous boardwalk. Throughout the early 20th century, the city flourished, particularly during the Roaring 20s. You know, you think of the fun of the 20s, Atlantic City sounds like it was a really good time. However, after World War II, the rise of affordable travel killed Atlantic City. People stopped going there. People wanted to go to Vegas, not shitty Atlantic City. Atlantic City's once grand hotels fell into disrepair, crime became a problem, it became a very seedy, gross town like you think of now. In 1976, the city was desperate, and so they legalized casinos in the town, and this was the attempt at revitalizing it through the casino life. And Trump, the business mogul, saw opportunity in reviving Atlantic City, or at least getting in on this revision and rebirth of Atlantic City that was taking place at the time. See him fucking doing it again. They wanted to rival Las Vegas and all the money that Vegas was bringing in. So Trump bought a controlling stake in Harrah's Casino, or they were building land in Atlantic City. It was called Trump's Plaza Hotel and Casino in, like I said, Atlantic City. Now, he wasn't the only investor. He was the controlling interest. By 1986, he bought out everybody else, mostly Harrah's Casino, and he owned the whole thing himself. In 1985, before he did that, the Hilton Atlantic City Hotel failed to get a gambling license, or a gaming license, I should say, and he renamed it Trump Castle, and his then wife, Ivana, was running it, managing it. Then in 1988, where that casino token that I have comes from, he opened Trump Taj Mahal. It was the largest casino in the world at the time. He bought it from Resorts International Group for $230 million. It opened in 1990 at the cost of nearly $1 billion. Now, initially, this was super successful. He was killing it. He was reviving Atlantic City single-handedly, but he overexpanded, and that's always a killer no matter how successful you are. The Taj Mahal specifically is what did him in, because he financed it on huge amounts of debt, and he did this through these high-interest junk bonds, and the Atlantic City market just was not big enough to sustain it. If you guys have never been to Atlantic City, it's a fucking dump. So Trump doesn't like losers, and he starts focusing on Manhattan, and he just kind of, all of his shit that he's got going on in Manhattan, he kind of lets the stuff fall by the wayside. And by 1991, all of this was collapsing. Just a year after the Taj Mahal opened, it filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and the restructuring allowed Trump to refinance himself and refinance his personal interests, move some stuff around, but it was not enough to stop the amount of money that was being bled from this establishment. In 2016, the Taj Mahal closed down. It was bought by Hard Rock International. Now, as for Atlantic City now, like I said, it's a dump. I've only been there once. I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. I kind of thought we were gonna get stabbed. Okay, enough of this costume. But I want to conclude this by saying, without weighing an opinion one way or another, if you see Trump stuff, I would recommend buying it. It is a staple collectible. The dime a dozen items that are made by people trying to capitalize off of him, like when he got shot this summer, within hours of that image emerging, I saw tons of bullion makers were selling that image in silver. That's not the stuff you should buy. But original memorabilia from him, whether it be silver bullion items with him on it, that, you know, not like that, but like actually he had something to do with it, and Trump casino tokens. What I just showed you guys is worth low on like 20 bucks. I am actually gonna try and send it in for grading. I don't think they'll grade it, but I wanna try it. So, like I said, buy some Trump stuff. One way or another, get out and vote, please. Well, this is cool. I want to thank my customer Lee for making me this. I just got this in the mail today. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. I think it was Lee. I saw the name Lee in there. I don't know, I ripped apart the package pretty aggressively. I'm gonna put this right here. Perfect. Fuck yeah. Oh, that looks great. Thank you so much. I'm gonna send Lee a thank you note too. Now, again, you guys, I don't like getting gifts. They make me very uncomfortable, but if you're gonna make me something custom like that, that's pretty cool. Well, guys, it's time to get spooky for another Halloween special. This year, we're covering famous hoaxes and items that are not haunted, but were claimed to be and drew a lot of curiosity and are still collectibles. But before we talk about that, let's talk about the history of this fascination with collecting haunted items, macabre items like memorabilia. Where do we get this from? Why are we drawn to this? Well, this practice dates back centuries because humanity has had a fascination and still does to this day with death. Because even with all of our science, we still don't know what happens beyond, and there's a lot of questions that are raised when people encounter paranormal activity, myself included. If you haven't seen the first Halloween special, Ouija Terror, I talked about my experiences with my haunted house, with messing with a Ouija board, and why I will never buy one. So anyway, where does this fascination come from? Like I said, it stems back to ancient times. People believe that certain objects could harbor spirits, could enact curses. It's a fascination with a power that we don't understand. In ancient times, items that were thought to be superstitious were highly coveted and valued for the sake of the power that they held. Ancient Egyptians, for instance, were buried with amulets and other kinds of trinkets, and to remove those is to bring about the pharaoh's curse. These are items that were meant to protect the living, turn dead in the afterlife, and taking them is to disturb that and disturb a power of, well, unknown power. Unknown consequence. And this idea of power being held in trinkets, whether they be tokens placed on graves, items buried with people, this spans all over the world, from Native Americans to ancient China to ancient Rome to ancient Egypt. Pretty much all human culture has had some degree of this. In the medieval period, the Catholic Church played a huge role in, again, strengthening the idea of malevolent spirits, of being afraid of these things, of taboo items, anything involved with the occult or the devil. We're talking about items that are affiliated with witchcraft, cursed dolls, books on magic, talismans. Stories of haunted items became folklore and became very commonly known amongst the populace during this period. The Victorian era, which spanned from 1837 to 1901, saw a huge boom in spiritualism. This is where we get the Ouija board from this period, and a lot of this has to do with the sheer amount of death that was taking place around the world during this time period. Particularly in America, the Civil War saw hundreds of thousands of dead. It created a rip and a tear in people's hearts after the war because so many people lost loved ones, and they wanted a way to connect and talk to the dead. And so things like the Ouija board came about. Haunted items also such as mirrors, again, dolls, and furniture gained popularity both for spiritualism and for collectors of this macabre field, because this is where you get rich people really starting to want to collect this stuff because they think that they could harness some kind of power out of it and benefit themselves. Also, curiosity items such as human skulls or human remains, masks, cursed items from ancient cultures. This also became a staple of wealthy people. Wealthy people were often collecting books. You know, you have your own private library, you bring all your friends over to your mansion, and hey, look at my study with all of these books. Look at my cabinet of curiosities with an indigenous skull taken from across the world. You know, stuff like that. Now, this continued into the 20th century with paranormal research starting to take place, an actual scientific endeavor or an attempt at an endeavor to uncover the mystery of what lies beyond. And this is also where you really start to get the hoaxes. I mean, I would say the Victorian era, because like all these traveling psychics and stuff that were so popular or making so much money, they're all full of shit. But like I said, in the 20th century, you do get credible researchers like the Warrens. The Warrens Haunted Museum, which you can go to today, is legitimately haunted. This is not a hoax. And items from their cabinet of curiosities that's locked away, I'm sure you all know the doll Annabelle. There's been a movie franchise on it. That doll is real. Into the modern era, you have commercialization of paranormal research. You have these reality movies and, not reality, they're like found footage, but you have like reality shows like Ghost Hunters and stuff like that. So the idea of these haunted objects has been drilled into the public lexicon. Like I said, it has been a staple since ancient times and it continues to be so. But in this field now, here's where we're going to turn the page. There are a lot of hoaxes out there. There's a lot of people looking to make a quick cash grab on items claiming they're haunted when they're not, and these are some famous items that are not haunted, but they cause quite a stir. First item I want to talk about is the Cardiff Giant. It was discovered in 1869, and it claimed to be the petrified body of a giant. And this is one of the most famous archaeological hoaxes in American history. In fact, I think The Simpsons parodied this with a fake angel skeleton. It was discovered on a farm in Cardiff, New York by workers that were digging digging a well. It was the skeleton of this 10-foot tall man. But what they ended up finding out after all this media attention was the whole thing was a hoax. It was buried ahead of time. An individual named George Hull wanted to discredit Bible literalism about giants. And so somehow he thought this was a good idea. Now, the original giant, because it became a media sensation, is a collectible, even though the whole thing is bullshit. It's displayed at the Farmers Museum in Cooperstown, New York. You can go see it. All right, the next item we'll talk about, the Piltman Down Man. This was a fossil skull and jawbone. It was discovered in 1912. It was claimed to be the missing link between ape and man. This was discovered by Charles Dawson in England, and for 40 years, people thought it was real. Only after 40 years was it discovered to be a hoax. It was a mixture of human and orangutan remains that were artificially aged. Pretty smart for a scam for 1912, like scientifically anyway. And what this highlights is people are willing to believe crazy things, even if experts say it's not so, just because of the sensationalism and the excitement. People run with the first idea they have. Now, it's interesting, they really capitalize on this. They sell molds of this fossil, and they still sell to this day. So just the item itself, again, because of the sensationalism, became a collectible that became something somebody's still making money on. Next up, we're talking about the Cottingley fairies, which already sounds like bullshit. Two cousins, aged 16 and 9, claim to have photographed fairies in Cottingley, England. The author of Sherlock Holmes found out about this and was like, wow, cool, everybody see how cool this is? And so because a famous person believed it, so did a bunch of other people. Now, skeptics doubted these, but the public wanted to believe that these were authentic proof of fairies. And the two cousins that discovered this, quote unquote, or took these pictures, admitted in the 1980s they made the whole thing up. They used fake cutout illustrations to doctor the photos. The next one I'm sure you've heard of, the Amityville Horror House. And this is from the Lutz family that claims that they were haunted in this house because a grisly murder took place earlier in the home. Not involving them. The family moved in 1974, and they moved their asses out within a year, and they claimed the house was so haunted they couldn't live there because of all the crazy things that were happening, but it has largely been called a hoax. The problem is the Lutz family, their details shift around in the story too much to make it credible, and this house is now a tourist attraction even though most people don't think it's haunted. And you know what's interesting? I didn't know this. I thought it was until doing my research here. Now, I just want to quickly say, you will notice that when I share my stories, I don't differentiate. All the stories are the same because they happened. And this is when you're investigating this kind of thing, or if you're curious about this and you want to hear somebody's take, look at if they've talked multiple times, listen to them multiple times and see if they're saying the same thing. You guys can go and look at all the podcasts I've done, all the videos I've made. The story doesn't change because it happened. As for the Amityville Horror House, any item from this house is collectible. Number 5, we actually talked about in the first Halloween special, Ouija Terror. It's the Fox sisters and the birth of spiritualism. Maggie and Kate Fox were two young girls in the 1800s that claimed that they could talk to ghosts. And they did this by knocking, or rapping as they called it, and they said the ghosts would talk back. By the way, you guys, I spilled acid all over my hands. They're really dirty. You know what else is dirty? Is tricking all of America into a spiritualism movement through bullshit. And that's what these girls did. Their little rapping turned into this whole song and dance that they capitalized on tremendously. They made a ton of money, and later on in their lives, they admitted they made the whole thing up. Now, there's spiritualism related items that were created as a result of all of this spiritualism movement. Some of these items include spirit trumpets, planchettes, other kinds of old devices used to communicate with the dead. The last item we'll talk about, the Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot film, which I'm sure all of you have seen. In Bluff Creek, California, in 1967, Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin were out in the woods and they saw Bigfoot and they filmed it. Now, many people believe that this is still one of the strongest pieces of evidence to substantiate Bigfoot. Other people think that it's a guy in a monkey suit. I've seen so much stuff on like Discovery Channel, especially growing up in the 90s. They feature this all the time. People would recreate the walk, and I saw them dissect the walk and say, no, that walk belongs to a person, not an ape. Despite numerous attempts to debunk this, it does remain a staple of cryptozoology. That being said, I don't think it's real. I don't disbelieve in Bigfoot. There's a very real chance that there's some kind of an old humanoid not monster. Well, I guess it is a monster. There's some kind of an old animal that's thought to be extinct that might be a missing link that's still out there. I don't know. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comment section. You think the Patterson footage is real? I don't think so. Let's conclude by talking about what can you do if you, for some crazy reason, want to get a haunted item. I don't know why the fuck you'd want to do this, but if you do, what can you do to make sure you're actually getting something that is going to guaranteed ruin your life and kill you? Well, the one thing you can do to spot a fake is check for provenance. This is the history of the item. Ask questions. Where did it come from? How can you guarantee it's affiliated with something horrible that makes it haunted or makes it whatever you claim that it is. You know, if it was involved in a seance, are there photographs of the seance? Did anybody sign anything? Do you have any kind of substantiating documentation for what it is you're selling? Or did you just grab some random item, stick it in your store and say, oh, it's a haunted sparkling water can. It was in a child's hands when they got murdered, and now the child's soul is, you know, okay. Show me a death certificate of the kid. Show me something to substantiate your claim. Second thing you can do, what is the item? We've covered this with other items too. What is it made out of? Are you getting an item from the 1800s that has material from the mid 1900s? If so, the whole thing assume is bullshit. Look for wear and tear. Is the item looking brand new? Even though it's hundreds of years old? That's curious. I don't think, like, is it naturally aging? Has it been made to look like it has been naturally aging? Or does it look brand new and not look like it's something from, you know, hundreds of years ago? Next, look for too good to be true prices on items. If something is curiously cheap, but it's claiming to have all this prestige behind it, it's probably fake. Example, a Victorian mourning brooch, which contains hair, they go for hundreds of dollars. Is it 20 bucks? Might be a reproduction. Finally, verify with experts, talk to people that do collect this stuff, look what they look for, find out where they're going, where they're acquiring stuff. I wouldn't get stuff on like eBay because people sell haunted jars and stuff, and like that's probably just a scam. I will tell you guys this, so again, to keep going on the Ouija board, any single one of those, even if it's brand new, has the power to be a nightmare item. Don't buy them. Do not play with them. They're not toys. I really regret playing with one. I have naturally very bad luck, and that might sound crazy. I didn't used to have naturally bad luck like this. It started when I messed with the Ouija board and the demonic shit started in my house. My luck has been so bad ever since. I've been attacked by owls 3 times. So be careful messing with those. They're not toys. If you're gonna get into this arena, proceed with caution. I can't imagine anything good is going to happen to you in life if you acquire something like this. You are taking on a power you don't understand that might ruin your life. What is unfortunate to me, and again, just to close out here, one more thing, ghosts are real. If I had unlimited money, I would be putting money into researching this. I know exactly what I would do. I have an experiment. It would cost about $5 million to run because it would take 2 years. It's unfortunate that there is so much pseudoscience and crazy and bullshit injected into this. People looking to make a cash grab, people looking to just scare people for thrills when some of this stuff is real, and it keeps me up at night thinking about what it could possibly be. I'm not religious, but this shit is real, and to me, either we're living in a simulation or there's other dimensions. One of the two things I think is what's going on here. But with that, you guys, I hope you have a happy Halloween. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Post your questions and comments in the comments section below so I can address them on the next Between the Pawn. We have a Christmas episode coming out soon. Share these videos across social media. Check out pawnmanstore.com to get the best prices on precious metal. The price is rising fast. It's only going to continue to rise, and I have the cheapest price. We have free shipping over $50. Also, consider joining the Pawn Man Bullion Club. It's a great way for $100 a month. Get a little bit of silver and keep it and hold on to it and hold precious metals. And with that, you guys, have a great Halloween. I'll see you back here for another great video on this channel. Later.